EGM Network.
Hi, everyone, and welcome back to Cottage Conversations with Mary Lou Ciambriello. I am Mary Lou Ciambriello, a realtor with John King RE/MAX Crown in Sebastian, Florida. I specialize in single-family homes, and today we're going to be speaking about something not quite real estate related, but about something that makes a difference when you live in Indian River County. We're going to be talking about the Blue Water Open, and I have two wonderful guests here that are in charge of putting this thing together, and also my broker who encouraged me to do this podcast. Thank you, John. I'm like a fish out of water because I've never held a fishing rod, so I honestly hope that you listen to this all the way through because how you live starts with where you live. And we really and truly, when you buy a home in Indian River County, there's so much more than square footage and a lot. You're buying into a community. You're buying a backyard that stretches from Route 27 to the Indian River Lagoon, all the way out to the ocean, and you gain access to everything that makes life wonderful. Life is richer here, whether you know, and I don't mean monetarily wise, I just mean in general. You have sunshine, nature, local charm, and neighbors with huge, huge hearts. And of course, we have fishing, and that is why we're talking about the Blue Water Open, which is going to be occurring. When is it occurring? On the 31st?
Next weekend, the 30th and the 31st is the fishing tournament.
That's wonderful. Today's episode is about the 31st Blue Water Open, and it's not about just fishing or having fun or being competitive. It's also about giving back to the community. And one of the things I love about Indian River County probably is the fact that we're so philanthropic. This is one of so many wonderful organizations, but this is one strictly for fishing. So this was encouraged to me, like I said, by John. So when you buy a home in Indian River County, you're not just investing in real estate, you're investing in a lifestyle. And that's what we're going to talk about today. So I'm going to ask you two to introduce yourselves and tell us something about you that we may not know. I didn't know. Okay, just telling you how informed I am, and then we're going to get into this. Okay, so go ahead. You start, Michelle.
Michelle Morris. I am retired. I became a member of the Exchange Club when I worked, but then a personal member about 5 years ago because I believe in our motto. I am the former police chief of the city of Sebastian.
Which is incredible.
I was there for 33 years.
You
11
look so nice,
as
too.
the police chief. Thank you. It's what retirement does to you. I've been retired 5 years.
Oh, okay, good.
I'm Eva Chapman. I joined the Exchange Club as well when I was working, but continued on when I retired. I've been retired now for about almost 6 or 7 years, 2018. I was in banking for 40 years, most of which I was a branch manager. And I joined the Exchange Club way back in 2012 because of everything we have to offer to the community, and it's extremely rewarding. I chaired the Blue Water Open for 10 years, and then turned it over to Michelle.
That was smart. That was smart.
You guys do a great job at it every year.
Thank you.
And John, you can introduce yourself.
I'm John King. I'm the broker of RE/MAX Crown Realty, and I'm an avid fisherman. So
You are an avid fisherman. So tell us a little bit about the history of the Blue Water Open.
Well, the Sebastian Exchange Club started about 40 years ago, and 31 years ago, they were trying to come up with a way to raise funds. And these are just stories I've heard since I've only been involved since 2012. But they started with the fishing tournament, very, very small, lost money on it for several years, even skipped a year from what I understand, because it wasn't very successful. But then they just kept working at it, kept getting sponsors, and eventually built up a lot of sponsors. When I got involved, we were raising about $40,000 or so a year.
Wow.
And we're up to in the 80s now.
80,000?
Yeah.
That's
But
amazing.
we net about that much. One year we netted 103.
3, something like
That's
that.
amazing. And
Yeah.
all that money is given back to the community, or
Correct.
Yeah, that's wonderful. So talk to me about your mission, because you mentioned the four pillars, which they changed the name to, but talk to me about the 4 pillars.
It's all about Americanism, our youth programs, and our main focus is the prevention of child abuse.
Wow.
And community
And
service in
yes.
general.
Community service in general. And what does the event say, John, about our community?
So we are a fishing village in Indian River County, Sebastian, Vero Beach, and as a fisherman and growing up on the ocean, when I was younger, I mean, we were huge into spear fishing and everything like that, and we also fished a lot because there's only so far out that you can go. You can only dive a little over 100 foot. So, fishing and diving and whatnot. And a lot of my friends do the same thing. And it's always a competition. So this is a great friendly way to bring the competition, all on the same day. I always joke that, some of the best fishermen on social media are the ones with the longest arms because they just hold their fish way out there and it looks bigger. So this is a way to kind of equalize the playing field because they have scales.
Okay, and Jennifer's remote, and Jennifer is my sidekick, by the way. She generally is right next to me, but today we didn't have room in our room, so Jennifer is remote. Jennifer, do you believe these events help us sell homes? Do you believe that this help us when we go out to talk about our community when we're working with out of area buyers? What do you believe?
I do. I really do. Like John said, being that it's a fisherman town, it definitely draws, fishermen to this town. And no, I think it's a great event. I don't know anything about fishing. The most fishing I've done is off the pier in Sebastian with a bobber and a shrimp. So I don't know much about fishing, but I have attended the Blue Water Open, and it's a lot of fun.
Okay. Do either of you fish?
I do not. That would be Eva.
Yeah, I don't any longer. We don't have a boat, but my husband and I fished for many, many years at
And
Sebastian.
do you have a favorite fish you like to catch?
I would say dolphin.
Dolphin? Okay, I like snapper. Anyway.
I'm a bottom fishing guy. I like grouper, snapper, those kind of things.
like
I think there's a little
snapper.
bit more challenge to that. That's just my opinion. And, but it really does help the local real estate market. We get people that come into the Blue Water Open from all over the state. I've had family members fly in from out of state just to fish the Blue Water Open because it becomes an event. It's a great, it's a great cause, but the whole community, the whole fishing community shuts down for the Blue Water.
And you just took the words out of my mouth. It's about the fishing community, and this is pretty special. Okay, and describe the energy. Now, whenever you go to these events, there's always an energy. I always like to go and watch John have his hair shaved off, and then there's a certain energy when we do that. What is that event called?
St. Baldrick's.
Yeah, I never get that right either. But I love the energy because apparently he likes being bald. I don't get that. But he's such a handsome man too. But so explain the energy for these events, because I know that when I go, even if I just go to a fair, it's an amazing energy. So explain the energy.
I would say for the people attending the Friday and the Saturday, it's relaxing, but it's also exciting. For those of us that are working it is a little hectic.
Yeah.
But to look at the crowds on Friday night, we get a lot of people at Captain Hiram's. Mm-hmm. A lot of our sponsors, a lot of the fishermen show up, and they, to me, seem very relaxed. It's just an event that they like to go participate in and
You just hang out.
exactly.
And be there. Okay, and let's talk about where the funds go. I mean, we talked a little bit about it, but let's really dive into that a little bit. You want to give us some more information about that, Eva?
Well, our primary focus being the prevention of child abuse, I would say the bulk of the funds go to youth guidance in Bureau. That is now a CAP center, which is a child abuse prevention center. So a lot of funds go to them. Boys and Girls Club, I think, would be second in terms of.
Oh, that's wonderful.
And you said Little Birthday Angels as well.
We do Little Birthday Angels. We even give funds to the Sebastian Police Department, their COPE unit. That's what
The Cope unit, the chum bucket at the high school.
Yeah, the chum bucket. Yeah.
Yeah, just a lot of Gifford Youth Achievement Center. We give funds to them. Dogs for Life for veterans. Our most recent one we added was Rescued to Rescue, which is Brian
Rem Snyder.
Snyder's foundation.
And what is that about?
He rescues dogs from shelters that he sees that would have potential to get his training and then get put with veterans or police officers that have PTSD or issues like that a dog could really help them with their lives.
Like a therapy dog.
Kind of like a therapy dog. So he trains the dogs and then places them.
Well, we're big. Jennifer and I are big dog lovers. John adopts the office dog Monday through Friday, and he's training that little 6-pound dog to be a killer.
But I just wanted to say too that we've donated over $260,000 in the last 3 years.
That's so
and
incredible.
every bit of the money that we raise goes into these programs.
That's so
minus our
incredible.
expenses, obviously, but every dollar gets donated.
You guys,
And it's all local.
do scholarships as well.
We do
for kids,
scholarships for students at the high school. And we're just very involved within the community.
Yeah.
And over the 31 will be 31 years, we've raised almost 1.1 million.
It's just I'm always it's one of the reasons why I love this community so much. I moved here 13 years ago just to be closer to my daughter because we are getting older and I needed to pick a child that would take care of us. So I went to one of the award ceremonies for volunteers and I was just blown away by what I've seen because my family always volunteered. We always did volunteer work, but this community just amazes me, and this is why this event is so special. So let's have a fish story, okay? Somebody have a fish story. John, don't talk yet, okay? I know you've got about 12 of them.
Well, I'll keep it on Blue Water Open fish stories, but
that
I
would be
think
good.
that probably the most amazing one I've seen so far is a few years ago we allowed swordfish in the tournament, and we had someone caught one swordfish came in, and it was about 125 pounds or so. And we weren't worried about the swordfish coming in because, they're so long because our scale is so tall and can handle over 1,000 pounds.
Yeah.
And that scale was donated by two of our really long-term loyal sponsors, Herndon Construction and Carp Coastal Marine. But the scale can handle a really huge fish. But this fish came in and it was so long, we didn't have room with the height of the scale to hang it. So we had to fold this thing in half and
Fold the fish?
we had to hog tie it like you would a hog, and hang it that way to get a weight.
So look at a little bucket up there on the thing.
It was fun. It was a lot of fun.
How long does it take to organize these events?
Well, we begin in November. So we literally get June, July, August, September, and October off. And then we start our process in November. So from November till we are working the day of.
Yeah. Now, are you looking for volunteers? Jennifer, do you want to volunteer, Jennifer?
I would love to volunteer.
I know you
Absolutely.
would.
I think we're always looking for volunteers. So if
She's
anyone,
easy. She never says no. Okay, just
if
like me.
anyone is interested, they can certainly reach out to me.
We have amazing volunteers, just like our sponsors are just amazing. And our fishermen, it's word of mouth, and they come back year after year, as do our sponsors.
Yeah, it's really amazing. John, you want to give us a fish story?
So my favorite fish story with the Blue Water Open was definitely not the biggest one. We were out bottom fishing, and I can't tell you where. It was in the ocean. And so this little,
Why can't you tell us where,
a little
John?
school of mahi, dolphin swam up to the boat. So, we threw some chunks out, and I caught one. And it was like 20-something pounds, which typically is not anything ever to weigh. Well, we had somebody new on the boat that had never been through the experience, so we went through and weighed it. And I got a phone call, and I didn't even pay attention. And we got a phone call the next day that said, "Hey, did you hear it was like a 22-pound dolphin that won the tournament? Won the dolphin category." I'm like, 22 what? And they're like, oh, yeah, and it gave the boat name. I'm like, well, shoot. We got like the first place, yeah. And I didn't even pay attention because I didn't even figure that would make the bonus board on there. So that was fun. We caught a 50-something, I think it was like 54, 56-pound grouper one year, and my dad was still alive. We were fishing together, and we were way offshore, and we were drifting, and he kept telling me I was hooked into the bottom, and I said, no, I'm in a fish. This is a nice fish. And so we were fighting back and forth. I said, man, fire the boat up and run me back up on this thing because it's, getting a lot of line out. And he said, no, if you can't catch that like a man, you don't deserve it. And he was convinced it was the bottom.
That sounds
and
like your dad.
All of a sudden, the fish floated up to the top. And I'm like, now put a gaff in it. That's worth, what, $1,500 or something?
Yeah.
So those were a couple of my favorite stories from the tournament.
I have no fish stories. I can just tell you that I get seasick brushing my teeth. That's all I can tell you. I really and truly.
We need to go to the Blue Water Open, Mary Lou. We need to go cheer these people on.
We're going to go in the morning. I volunteered you for that. You're going to go. We're going to go in the morning and take photos, and then I'm going to check and see when the weigh-in is because I definitely want to be there. And then they're going to share some of their photos for us so that we can put them on our Facebook page and with this podcast too, Jennifer. So that's kind of great. So odd to have you not in the room. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't like. It's so very odd. Yeah. And what is your favorite thing about this event that you do? What is your favorite thing that do you have a heartwarming story, a story that maybe you gave to a charity or you gave a scholarship and it turned out to be an even bigger deal than you anticipated?
I'll be honest, they're all big deals.
They are.
The fact that we get such community support with our sponsors, our fishermen, our volunteers, our members, and the community alone just showing up. Anytime we give out those checks, it brings tears to your eyes, no matter what.
It does. It really does. Doing good feels so good. Doing good just
when you
feels
know
good,
that it's going to a good cause. The CAP Center at Youth Guidance, the scholarships with the high school students going to college. It is just it's heartwarming. It really is. I mean, for me, they are all
it's good for your
wonderful.
Soul. Yeah.
Eva might have one that she thinks sticks out. But
Well, we also have a non-cash prize for junior angler, and that is so cool to see these little kids that win. And of course, we give them prizes. Several years, we've been giving them kayaks, and they get a little trophy, and that is just really cool to see these kids get so excited.
I love it. I love my favorite age is teenagers, though. I don't understand that, but I do. My favorite age is teenagers. So, let's talk about where this is taking place. Is this taking place at Captain Hiram's?
Captain Hiram's,
So let's talk about Captain Hiram's a little bit, okay? Jennifer, you can jump in any time because I know you're a fan.
One of our premier sponsors. Yeah, they are one of our premier sponsors. They let us host the event at their location, both Friday and Saturday. So Friday night is we have the VIP party for our sponsors. We also have the registration for the fishermen, and we have our captains meeting for the captains of the boats that need to attend. It is a big fundraiser for us, so we have raffle baskets.
I saw some of the prizes were pretty impressive. Yeah.
We do a lot of good
live
things.
auction.
Live auction. We have Wesley Davis comes out and does the auction for us.
It wouldn't be an event without him.
Absolutely. Yeah. And these are all people that donate. They're donating this to us, so we're very blessed. And then that goes from 5 to 7, Friday the 30th at Captain Hiram's. And then Saturday, the fishing tournament, we will be there
6-ish.
No.
Well,
we
we
get a
will
little
be
bit
there
of a break.
early because we have to set up the scale and some other things, but we
then
won't be back until 1.
We get started about 1 because the first boat can't come in for weigh-in until 2.
Oh, so the weigh-in is at 2. So Jennifer,
2 to 5. Yeah, 2 to 5.
2 to 5. And as long as they check in by 5, they're okay. They don't have to have weighed in. We'll keep doing weigh-ins until all the boats.
Oh, so we don't announce a winner right away. It takes a little bit of time.
As soon as they're all done, and then we have to
tally
calculate.
it up. And then we give the checks out about 7-ish or so.
Oh, wow. So it's a full.
We do it all that night. Sometimes we're there till 7:30, 8 o'clock.
And what do you do the next day? The day after this is
Tear it
over.
all down.
Tear it all down.
Oh, I was hoping you got to rest.
That doesn't
Oh,
happen till Monday.
Scoreboard has to come down, all that.
So, and how many volunteers do you have?
I would say probably close 40, 50.
Wow.
I mean, Eva and I don't count our husbands because it's just
Well,
a
that's true.
given
Well,
that they're going to be there.
that's too
but-
bad, isn't it? Yeah, it comes with the territory.
Right.
I always volunteer my husband. He gets a little annoyed, but that's okay. And Jennifer,
I
are
can
you
do the
taking
same
notes? Apparently,
yes, I can
this thing's.
volunteer mine too.
No, you can volunteer your husband. I met him at Publix the other day. Anyway, Jennifer, they don't weigh in until like 7 o'clock at night. They don't hand out
No,
prizes.
no.
No.
It's through from 2 p.m. to 5 is when they
weigh
can come
in.
in. But
Okay.
if they're in line, so if they get there before 5, but we sometimes at 5 o'clock, we'll have
People
15
waiting?
to 20 boats. then-
Waiting.
Yeah, waiting.
waiting.
And then we will weigh until the last one's done.
Wow.
And then we do the checks. We calculate and then we'll write out the checks.
Okay.
And do a little
Are
ceremony.
you participating, John, this year?
I am, absolutely.
You
Yep.
are?
Yep, I do it every year.
He does.
Oh, wow. What's the name of your boat?
This year I'm fishing the Predator.
The Predator. Jennifer.
Oh, that's
That's
awesome.
That's
He's
that's
going out to get
interesting.
some fish.
The Predator. Okay. Scary. Okay, mine would be something like lily pad or something.
The last couple of years it was the Copacabana. So,
And
switching boats this year.
so if people want to volunteer, is it too late for them to volunteer?
No, they would just need to reach out to me
Mm-hmm.
and I can see what they would be comfortable doing and certainly put them somewhere.
You see, the advantage of being as old as I am is that I can no longer volunteer.
That's okay.
I'm not worthy.
That's okay.
Michelle, I'll definitely volunteer if you need me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Absolutely. My email's up there if you want to just shoot me an email and then we'll get in touch.
No, she's the best.
perfect.
She's
Wonderful. Thank you.
you. You're
now.
welcome.
What else? What am I missing? Are there like children? The people come with families. What am I missing? Because again,
Yeah, we're packed on Friday night. I don't know that there are
You can
that many families Friday night,
barely-
but Saturday watching it,
Yeah.
you can't move. Standing room only.
Friday and Saturday it's
yeah,
packed.
usually what happens on a Saturday is a group from my office will get together and they get to Hiram's very early to like reserve a spot
Claim a table.
because it really does get that busy. Yeah. And I mean, I can't stress
Karen's
enough.
reserving our table.
Yeah.
who's reserving our table?
Karen's
Karen?
reserving a table for us. Karen Clark.
Okay.
Karen Clark. Okay, wonderful.
So, and she always gets mad at me because she's always texting me and calling me saying, "Are you weighing in? Are you weighing in?" And I'm 20 miles offshore. The phone doesn't work until I'm within like 7 miles and I got to shut the radar off. So what you find is a lot of the fishermen, obviously you want to take advantage of as much time on the water as you can get. So like what they were saying with the weigh-in, you have to be, there's a weigh-in boat, which is anchored outside of Captain Hiram's, and you have to go up and get like a paper plate or something with a
Yeah, I
number
saw
on
they
it.
use paper plates. I was
Well,
wondering.
this year we're doing it a little different.
Okay.
So we're getting a little high tech.
Yeah,
Okay.
we're using a program now instead of everything manual.
Okay.
So
But one more thing, I know we're running short on time, that I really want everybody out there in the community to go do is go check out a list of all the sponsors. That's what makes this really work.
Exactly, and take care of
they're
them.
on the website.
Right.
Is it too late to join as a sponsor?
It is not. However, our sponsor boards are already printed. We will be able to get sponsors on our Facebook page, on our website. They will be announced Friday and Saturday. They will still get shirts, but I can't guarantee that it would have sponsor on it. So there are a few things that.
So they can give double next year.
There you go.
There you
Or
go.
They don't have
catch
to
us
do
a
it
little
this year. They
early.
can give double next year, and that would be the way I would handle that. Jesse, how am I doing on time?
You got about a minute.
Okay, here's what I want to say. I cannot begin to tell you how much I love this community and the people that work here and live here and do what they do. But most of all, there are so many people in Indian River County that do so much by way of volunteering and donating and I want to thank you for coming, but more importantly, I want to thank you for doing what you do, because it does make a difference. I was sorry to hear about abused children. I live in like a little bubble, but the reality is that, you know, you're doing a wonderful, wonderful service for us. And I always say, lucky us to get to call Indian River County home. We really are so lucky.
Absolutely.
And I just love it here, and I can't thank you enough for what you're doing. And for everyone out there, please, you know, go to the Open, and I have to look it up, guys, at Bluefish.
BlueWaterOpen.com.
Thank you, Sarah. Thank you, John. Okay, that's why you're here. Okay, and support these people, and like John said, support the sponsors, because they do make a difference. And God bless all of you. And ciao for now. Have the best day ever.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
.115 Briarcliff Circle is ready to steal your heart. Come on in. Grand vaulted ceilings, formal entry, elegant arches, French doors, and open, inviting floor plan. Welcome home. Large living and dining areas virtually staged to help you picture your best life at 115 Briarcliff. A home that feels like a warm hug, arches, soaring ceilings, and sunshine galore at 115 Briarcliff. Another view of the grand living room, featuring French doors to bedroom 3 and a peek at the charming alcove. Gather, laugh, and pass the good times. Formal dining room with a kitchen pass-through ready for your next celebration. More living room magic, vaulted ceilings that lift the space and your spirits. A kitchen made for real life, pantry, loads of space and room for a table for 6. A huge eat-in kitchen with room for everyone. Yes, you even have a pantry. Sunlit dinette with space for 6. A smart flowing floor plan that makes everyday living easy and effortless. Modern living with a classic twist. French doors make bedroom 1 feel effortlessly cool. A peek at bedroom 1, virtually staged to inspire your dream space. Clean, bright, and full of possibilities. Bedroom 1, sleek and simple. The guest bath is all about easy living. Virtually staged to show its full potential. This alcove makes the perfect home office. Fresh and versatile bedroom 2. A sweet star for little adventures. Bedroom 2 virtually staged for children's dreams. Bedroom 2. A blank canvas ready for your imagination. Spacious master bath with dual sinks. And a shower built for stretching out and relaxing. Because one closet is never enough. 2 walk-in closets and a separate shoe closet waiting for you. Look under the arch. Bay window charm meets garden serenity in the master bedroom. See the dream come to life. Master bedroom virtually staged with cozy bay window seating and lush garden views. Not just a laundry room. It's the Cinderella chore room, fit for getting the job done in style. Get the full picture. Explore the 3D floor plan. It is attached to the listing. Enjoy every season from your private screen and patio. Splash, laugh, relax, and repeat. Life is better at Asbury. The Asbury Clubhouse, where neighbors become friends. Life's better on the green. Riverview Park, where there's always something happening. Asbury is a pet-friendly community, welcoming dogs of all sizes. Conveniently located just minutes to the river and only 15 minutes to the beach. Close to fishing, boating, and all your favorite water adventures. Thank you for taking the time to check out this wonderful home. It's even better in person. 115 Briarcliff Circle in Sebastian,